Joined now by Maryland head coach Brenda Frese, along with student athletes Kayleen Smichael and Sarah Tabiasu. We'll begin with opening remarks from Coach Frese.
Yeah, tremendous win, especially second half. We knew Norfolk State was going to come out and be fearless. They had won 19 straight and hadn't lost a game. We knew Diamond Johnson is a really, really good player. She showed that throughout the entire game. Anticipated the press early. I just thought we came out really tight. You saw that in the first half. We had to kind of work through those jitters, I thought, on both ends of the floor, stop turning the basketball over, which helped us in the second half. But I thought at halftime we were able to kind of reset, take a deep breath, and allow a lot of these kids first time on the big stage to kind of settle in. And I thought our defense controlled things. We were able to get more shots. And, I thought, Sarah carried us for a while. Then we were able to get KK and Shy involved. And that's what we have to have from our guard play if we're going to continue to move through this tournament. Our guards have to show up, and we've got to we're fortunate and good. We found a way to win, but we're going to have to play a much better game come Monday.
We'll move on now. If people have questions for Kayleen and or Sarah, we'll start up here in the front.
Hey, y'all. Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. Sarah, can you kind of share a little bit of what your mindset was going into that second half? I saw kind of after you got done shooting, kind of took a breath for a second and then came out and knocked down those 2 threes right away. So how did you want to approach that second half?
I would say I was just confident. I saw at the half, I hit one, and I was like, okay, shoot the next one. It's just confident, and my teammates were like, keep shooting. We need you to shoot. So that gave me confidence, and I kept shooting. Yeah.
Max Schaefer to Pseudo Times. For either of you guys, Johnson had 16 in the first half. You guys held her to 2 in the second half. Was there a defensive adjustment that you made that you felt was effective, or just were able to play better defense?
I think we were just able to play better defense. I think we were letting them just do what they wanted to do in the first half, and I think we came out in the second half, we dictated what they were doing, so I feel like that had a big part.
R11, Dream Big. Sarah, was there a moment this year where you kind of felt a mindset, shift in your mindset or in your game?
I would say probably a Oregon game. That game, I felt like I was confident, and it just kind of clicked. And sometimes you just got to make an adjustment. I know, it was I was in the A10, and then I came to Big Ten. It's different. But my teammate was there to give me confidence, and also the coaches, Coach Brenda, she believed in me, and I was just like, okay, just adjust and just play basketball.
Sam Cohen, Baltimore Suns. For either of you, it looked like you guys came out in the second half just with so much more juice in the first half. How much do you attribute that to, whether it was resetting, schematics, or anything maybe that was said in particular to kind of help reset you guys at the half?
I think one thing we focused on was calming down. I think we started the first half, and a lot of our shots were rushed, or we just weren't moving, we just weren't playing our basketball. So I feel like coming out, we know what they were going to come out in, so I feel like we just adjusted and just played freely.
Hey, ladies, Rob Knox from The Next. Can you just describe the game? Obviously, it was a typical NCAA tournament game, lots of physicality, lots of talking back and forth, just a typical game, 2 teams just battling. Can you just describe playing in this type of game?
I know every possession mattered. We had to come out and play 40 minutes hard. We started off slow, but we picked it up, and I feel like we did a much better half, and we did much better in the second half, and I think we played more together, we were more aggressive, and I feel like that had a big part in it.
Hey, Nolan Rogalski, WBC Sports. Kayleen, when you were subbing back in late in the first, Coach Frese came over, said something to you, dapped you up. What did she say to you, and what has it meant to you being able to play under her this year?
She just told me to play my game. I think this first half I was a little nervous. It's my first March game. I feel like that's normal. And she just told me to play my game, play free, and just do what I do. And playing under her means a lot. Now she pushes me every day, instills confidence in me, and wants to see me better. And I feel like having a head coach who just wants to see you better and who's able to, help me get to the next level is just I'm blessed.
Do we have more questions for Kayleen or Sarah? We'll go right up here.
Hey, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. KK, was there a moment where you did kind of calm down and kind of start to feel it, where you could kind of be a little bit more aggressive? Like, kind of, at what point did you kind of feel that, like, all right, you're kind of back to the way that you were playing, that you usually play?
I think started the second half. I think the first half I was playing tight and I was rushing a little, not taking the best shots. And I think after I relaxed and calmed down, it just flowed.
Do we have anything else for Kayleen or Sarah? If not, I'll let Kayleen and Sarah get going, and congratulations on a great win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This time we'll have questions for head coach Brenda Frese.
Hello, Brenda. Candace Buckner, Washington Post. When Norfolk was coming back in the fourth quarter, they cut the lead to 4 points. You called timeout. Just curious, what was your message in that huddle?
Yeah, just again, trying to settle us down with just great poise and confidence. Just understanding that, we wanted great shot selection there. And then we needed to do a better job guarding. So, the one-on-one defense, being more aggressive.
Jared Hoffman, HBCU Sports. Coach, this Norfolk State team has a reputation for being a crafty defensive team. They have an intense motor. Anytime they see the ball, they're swarming. What were kind of the challenges that they presented to your team, and what were kind of the adjustments that you felt like your team needed to make to give yourself a chance to win?
Yeah, they're all winners. You can tell the experience that they have, with a roster like that. They weren't going to be afraid of the moment. We knew that. They've played in the NCAA tournament. They played with a chip on their shoulder. I thought they had the pace going where they needed it in the first half, a game in the 30s and keeping it low scoring. So, I thought we had to really make an adjustment in the second half to be able to pick up our pace, especially, defensively once we were able to get going. That led to a lot of great things on the offensive end. But like you saw, they're a tough out. That's the really well-coached team, a team that, plays really, really hard and gave us a lot of problems.
Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. You were kind of talking a little bit about making some of those adjustments, and I'm wondering if you could kind of expound on that a little bit. 30 points in that third quarter, had 30 in the entire first half. Is that shots just falling, or did you do something to kind of create better looks?
Well, we stopped turning the basketball over, so that was helpful. I think we only had 2 or 3 turnovers in that second half. So, when we get shots at the basket, some pretty good things happen for us. So, again, we just kind of stressed, one, just the reset we needed at halftime, the pace that we needed to pick up on both ends of the floor. And I'd love to say it was some elite level play calling, which, we were able to get some good things out of the zone when we went back to back with Sarah's threes, and then we got KK going. And again, our guard play has to, in the tournament, everyone has to show up in order for you to be successful.
Sam Cohn with The Sun. Maybe a simple question, but you talked about how tight you guys played in that first half. How comforting is it as a coach to watch those two combine for 8 threes, to shoot the lights out the way they did and really tilt the game in that way? Yeah,
really comforting. They put a lot of time in, and they should have that kind of confidence because they put the work in. And I thought, the two of them, the inside presence we had with Allie Kubik, I thought this was one of her better games, that she gave us a great presence all night. I thought she was really confident and really strong, and you need to kind of have that inside-outside presence within your team.
As Kayleen was saying, and as you were saying, first time for some players. Were you kind of expecting some tightness at the start?
I was in the first quarter. I didn't think it would lead to the second. So it took a little longer than what I anticipated. But, it took us a full 20 minutes in the halftime to be able to reset. So I'm hopeful as we move forward we can, get back to playing the way we're used to playing.
I wonder what this might say about women's basketball and the parity you're seeing now. You saw 12 and 13 seeds play very good basketball. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've watched it over the course of the last 4 to 5 years. Your first round games used to be, you knew more than likely it would be easy wins. And that's not the case. Like you're talking about the parity of the game, the transfer portal has changed things where, different players and impact, as well as players that stay in a program like Norfolk State that stay with each other and give you all the, you go down the list of grad seniors and seniors that have experienced rosters, Power 4 players within it. So, this is how it is. Every round you go is going to be extremely difficult, and you've got to come out and play the right way.
Coach, hey, Rob Knox, the next. What's been Sarah's biggest growth moment or area this year for your program, and how did you see that reflected out on the floor this afternoon?
Gosh, where do I begin? I think everywhere. When you first talk about her running the team and knowing what we want, she understands the system. Then when we needed her offense and that's taken off. She's an elite level scorer. And then she's become, quite honestly, like one of our best defenders. She's really coming from VCU. When she first got here, she wasn't that. I mean, she's taken great pride on both ends of the floor. And you see when we have to take her off the floor, it's very impactful. We're missing a massive piece. So both ends of the floor, she's been huge.
Coach, you have Max Schaefer to Pseudo Times. You have a one-day prep for Alabama now. I know you got to watch them a little bit earlier. Do you have any preliminary thoughts on what's going to be key to that game?
Yeah, a really, really strong SEC opponent. Another roster that has nothing but grad seniors and seniors that are experienced, can shoot the three. They're tough. There's a lot of size, both with their 4 guards that they play with, as well as the inside presence that they have. So it's definitely going to take a more connected effort on both ends of the floor.
Do we have more questions for Coach Frese? If not, I'll let Coach Frese get going. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us.